for Wednesday night of November 24th, 2021. Checking out an all-new RCWR show covering the latest in all things wrestling, entertainment, and beyond since 2011. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. To those of you traveling, I hope you finally have reached your destination, and if not, hopefully you'll be getting there, pretty soon, right? Thanksgiving, pretty much here. Weather, for the most part, depending on where you live, kind of decent. We got us a nice, easy show tonight, and I got to tell you straight up, by the time I was done with work, I was so physically exhausted. I had enough energy to go to my local comic book store because they're normally open until 9 p.m. It never dawned on me, well, it's Thanksgiving Eve. They might have closed up a little bit early. All I had to do was just pick up my comics. I had already put in the order last night. So all I got to do is just drop my name, pick up my stash. I'm pretty much good to go. And I got there with 10 minutes to spare before the store supposedly closed. They closed their doors early. So I don't know by how much early, but it seemed probably not that long because the lights were still on. So maybe they pretty much were in the back, just maybe cashing out the drawers or whatever, counting the tills, whatever. But wasn't able to pick up my stash, so I was a little bit disappointed in that. I said, oh, man, that fucking sucks. But no, you guys have no idea, I was so physically drained from work that I was not going to do a show. I know I advertised we were going to be doing a show. I was not going to do the show. That's how burned out I was. But then something magical happened on the way home. I pull out my phone. I pull up YouTube TV. I start watching AEW Dynamite. I'm watching from the very beginning. And the CM Punk MJF verbal confrontation. The promo exchange that these two guys had. I got such a jolt into my system. You guys have no idea. I got such a jolt that feeling that you usually have when you're drinking maybe a Red Bull or a Monster energy drink or whatever, that feeling that you have, well, I had that feeling times 10 with what I was seeing tonight. And that was just pure freaking delightful. Delightful. I enjoyed every single minute of that. That was the best 20 minutes I have seen of wrestling television probably this calendar year. And I am not freaking exaggerating. I mean, other than seeing CM Punk make his triumphant return to pro wrestling, I would say that was probably what went down tonight, was probably the most second out of this world awesomeness experience that I've had as a wrestling fan. And it's moments like what we got tonight that not only puts a big old smile on your face, but at times is that nice little subtle reminder of, yeah, this is why I'm a wrestling fan. It's because of moments like this right here, moments like tonight, is why all these years later we just continue to be a wrestling fan. It was nice tonight, I gotta say. The whole 2 hours for Dynamite this week was okay, but really the meat and potatoes, you gotta give it up. You gotta give it up to that promo. And as I had said on Twitter, and I'll read you the direct thing I put out there on Twitter. I said, because me and wifey were actually watching this. I was actually watching this. She was just hearing the audio because she was driving us home. So, but this is what I said. Me and wifey catching up on the opening of AEW Dynamite. And my God, what a segment with CM Punk and MJF. This was epic freaking good. All aspiring wrestlers need to get a pen and paper and take notes. This is how you work a crowd and make them invested in you and your program. I think anybody that has been paying attention to pro wrestling for some years now, or you're pretty hip, right? You can't dispute what I just said there. That is exactly how you do it. The blueprint that Punk and MJF laid out tonight. All aspiring wrestlers need to just look at that and just be like, okay, what worked? If you can even find something in there that maybe didn't quite work, that maybe you could perfect next go round, right? Everybody can learn a little something different. Yeah, I bet you for every 10 people you had that were to just sit down, pen and paper, and just jot down what, I bet you there would be a lot of similarities, but there would also be some stuff that, okay, well, yeah, you thought about that, but obviously this person wasn't thinking about, and what they got intrigues you, right? I guarantee you it would be something like that. But it was pretty damn awesome what they did tonight. Seriously, I'm not saying that. I would highly encourage you guys to, hopefully you got it on your DVRs, because I know some of you guys might be working and all that. So some of you guys, you're not going to be able to check it out until much later. Or it's a case where, it's on the to-do list, but no. I know you're probably going to be with family and all that good stuff, but hopefully you're in a position where you got some app on your device and you're able to go check out your recorded shows. You definitely want to check out the first 20 minutes of Dynamite. You'll thank me later. Great fucking shit. And I would not be surprised if AEW hasn't done it already as far as putting that particular segment on their official YouTube channel. Yo, AEW, do it already. You're going to get plenty of hits. You're going to get some comments. You're going to get the whole 9 yards. The whole 9 yards. So, good shit. I'm going to dive a little bit more into that since that was the opening for Dynamite. Don't worry. For those of you that didn't watch Dynamite, I took very good notes. Very good notes. So I'll be able to tell you guys just what made that promo so good. But other than the talk of Dynamite tonight, we'll get into a little bit of wrestling, little tidbits of news. We're going to bypass NXT for this week. I know. I'm bummed out as much as you guys. We were supposed to talk about NXT last week. We didn't. Here we are this week. No NXT. I apologize. There's no excuse. We will definitely talk about NXT next week. But we do have some new developments as far as that fan who attacked Seth Rollins Monday night. So nice update on that. So nice little show that we got here tonight. We're pretty much going to be in and out. I would think at most we're probably going to be on for a little bit over an hour. We're going to try to see if we can be done with this show in about an hour 15 or less. I think that makes all the sense in the world. Yeah. So we'll see what we can do here tonight. But yeah, freaking Dynamite. Love that opener. So CM Punk is coming out. He's getting ready to have his match against QT Marshall. But then all of a sudden, and now look, CM Punk, he makes his way to the ring. You know, he's interacting with the fans and everything. He gets in the ring and he's pretty much ready to go. He's waiting on QT Marshall. Next thing you know, the music of MJF comes on and he's obviously, Punk that is, he's looking on a bit perplexed, wondering what the heck is going on right here. And man, oh man, MJF grabbing that microphone and pretty much kicking it off. I mean, this was, I'm going to get to the notes here of what these guys had said to each other. But this was, and I'm not exaggerating, this was Rock Cena promo exchange. No bullshit. Rock Cena promo exchange. This was like that fucking good. That fucking good. So these guys ended up great dueling promo tonight. We had references to John Cena, CM Punk, Triple H, and The Miz. Yes, all of these guys. And other than the flat out mention of Miz, everybody else, there's just these little King of Kings the can't see me guy, right? You knew exactly who these guys were referring to. And this was just, I loved it. So MJF opening things up, going on and everything. Punk at one point says MJF is nothing more than a less famous Miz. Yeah. MJF, he came right back with his own fire saying CM Punk has gone soft and that his whole AEW run so far has been almost what people have wanted. Basically saying, yeah, you know what, CM Punk, I was a fan of yours at one point, but now, Punk, all you know how to do is just kiss the asses of many. And he pretty much said all CM Punk is, as a matter of fact, he called him PG Punk. Yes, he called him PG Punk because he misses that rebel. He misses that take no prisoners, take no bullshit version of CM Punk. And he's just flabbergasted at the guy he's got right in front of his eyes now because he's not really sure who this guy is. So he's calling him PG Punk. Even jumps out there and says, all you're doing these days, you know, you pretty much became what you despise the most. You're just out here preaching about hustle, loyalty, and respect. You know, it's like, but the difference is, you know, I can see you. I can see right through you, right? Loved it. Good shit right there. Triple H, Cena later being referenced by MJF. Who said Punk was always, this was just, shots fired, was always second fiddle to the you can't see me man and the King of Kings. I mean, this was just, you know, I got to admit, I got to pause on that note. When MJF was first jumping out there, all I couldn't do was just kick back and say, boy, Punk just looks like some grizzled vet with so much wisdom that just, you better have your best shot because he looks like he can just, any goddamn minute, he looks like he can just unload and just, ultra combo. And after MJF said, I'm going, man, if that was MJF's best shot, I don't know, man. CM Punk just might freaking obliterate him. Like, we got to see how this goes. And sure enough, CM Punk just owns his ass. I mean, that's the thing that was so whoa, because MJF was probably talking. My God, it felt like MJF was going nonstop. It was a 20-minute segment of just two guys talking, but it felt like MJF was going on and on forever. Maybe he was talking for about 7 minutes. 7 minutes might have been an eternity, but once Punk just started opening his mouth, going with the whole little Rosie O'Donnell reference, saying to MJF, hey, you made the freaking New York Times for your singing. He's like, you know, hey, I'm going to have you be in the New York Times, but it's going to be for your obituary. Like CM Punk was just, and you couldn't help but go, okay, is MJF biting a little bit more than he can chew right here? How exactly is he gonna come back from this, yo? Like what's going on here? I love that MJF reference to Punk, how it seemed in all the interviews that Punk was giving, he never made mention of a guy like MJF. And MJF pretty much looked at that as fear, you know, because CM Punk realizes what MJF is all about, how he's the future and all of that. Punk coming right back, saying it must have really burned you up that all the guys I decided to face, the very first guy I face here in AEW is the heart and soul of AEW as far as I'm concerned, and that's in Darby Allin. That must have really burned you up inside. I mean, just tick for tat that these guys are doing. And I got to say, really fucking proud of MJF, because MJF, I thought he was going to get lost. I mean, ocean deep loss in this exchange. he held his own fucking good, though, I gotta say. MJF trying to pick right back up. Punk replying that there's a little bit of truth to some of the things that MJF said. That, yeah, I'm coming back and everything. Yeah, a little bit scared. Wasn't really sure if the fans would remember me and everything. But you know what? Any doubt I might have had, I'm not afraid anymore. Definitely ain't afraid of a guy like you. And yeah, went into the whole Darby Allin thing. The real ultimate zinger of the night, though, I got to give it up to freaking CM Punk, because he says at one point that he didn't need a ring to beat Darby Allin like MJF did, and that the only way MJF would ever be a top guy is if Tony Khan has a daughter and MJF marries her. So obviously we're going the Triple H, Stephanie McMahon route. That was just epic freaking good right there. Epic freaking good. Ultimately, CM Punk takes control and pretty much, you've talked long enough. And I'm sure these people are tired of hearing us talk. Punk was ready to throw down. MJF takes off his little blazer, scarf, and all that. Acts like he's getting ready to throw it down. And then he just rolls out of the ring, and that pretty much was the end of it. This was some really good shit. I gotta tell you. I gotta tell you, really good shit. I couldn't be more prouder of particularly MJF. I mean, it's nice to see nights like this if you had any concern about CM Punk, and because granted, I'm sure some of you guys have heard the chatter that's out there. That's been out there for the past several weeks now about CM Punk, and that's what's going on with this howdy doody do, how you doing, CM Punk that's running around. Where's that tenacity? Where's that ferocious? Where's that CM Punk that's got that chip on his shoulder, right? It would be no different. I don't know how many of you guys were ever a fan of the band Korn, but you look at Korn's first handful of albums, some beautiful masterpieces, and then a beautiful thing had happened to them, and that's they all found happiness, they all found girlfriends, Christianity or religion, whatever, they all got happy, and you kind of got that period there where that new change in their life was reflected in their music, and they weren't quite the same as you remember, right? It happens. That's how you kind of maybe could look at CM Punk here, but it's nights like what we got tonight that remind you, no. CM Punk still got the best of the best when it comes to the chops. He can still cut a motherfucker down. He can still talk you as a fan into whatever fight or match he's getting ready to have. And this was exceptionally a good proven point right here. I know a lot of fans want to ultimately see CM Punk go the heel route. I'm just going to enjoy this ride for what it's worth. My message to you guys, enjoy the ride for what it's worth. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. If we can just keep getting nights like this and CM Punk matching up with the right opponent and, going back and forth on the bars like tonight, honestly, you guys are going to be all right. You guys ain't got nothing to be tripping over. And I agree with what George is saying in the chat there. He's saying he was worried about MJF. Well, actually, let me read it as it is. And then, because it looks like I got to clean this up, but I'm just going to read it out there as it is. He says, I'm worried MJF and Punk gave up all their best stuff in one exchange, especially MJ. No, you're sadly mistaken. It's like, come on now, really? Really? All the stuff that you've been watching with MJF prior to arriving in AEW, and you feel that both of these guys blew their whole loads on? No, they've got a lot more where this is coming from, honestly. They got a lot more. I'm okay. Honestly, if it were me going forward, if I could be in the ear of Tony Khan and them, well, CM Punk already put it out there tonight that MJF has to cheat. MJF has to have guys like the Revival, FTR, Wardlow, Shawn Spears. He's already put that narrative out there. So my advice to Tony Khan, AEW, and them, if they can help it at this point, just go on ahead. Let these two guys be separated. Don't let them fight each other in the ring. Don't let there be no pull apart. Not for a couple of more weeks. Just let these guys come out, do their little singles matches or whatever, and talk trash. Whether you want to have CM Punk arrive for an MJF match and he's pretty much at commentating, looking on, trying to get into the psyche of MJF. MJF pretty much returning that same gesture or whatever. You know, if you want to do it like that, that's fine. But I think the smart money would definitely be at this point, you know, just kind of back off a little bit. I mean, me personally, I would say, look, these are two of the absolute freaking best at what they do, especially MJF. I say, yo, go on ahead and, you know, if you want to try to see if you can freaking repeat that, go ahead, but you're playing with fire. That's the thing. You're playing with fire. So I think right now you just kind of need to let things cool off for a little bit and kind of do it the way that I'm suggesting, unless you're able to, you know, really, really go in a direction that's very complimentary of what these two guys did tonight. Oh, man. I love how MJF had opened up saying to CM Punk, the pipe bomb, that's what you're known for, the pipe bomb. What a great promo. Fair to say, the pipe bomb, yeah, Punk, that was your best moment. But, you know, the problem with you, CM Punk, is when it comes to a guy like me, MJF, you know, MJF is the best moment. You know, he claimed that he wasn't a one-trick pony, unlike CM Punk. He's got a lot of respect for Punk, everything that he's done. He even mentions the whole straight edge. Takes a dig at CM Punk's appearance, saying he could never imagine a straight edge man looking so much like a meth addict. That had me bawling in tears. I thought that was the funniest shit I ever heard. He even said that Punk's face looks like he's shot down a couple of whiskeys. Even mentioned the bags under Punk's eyes, talking about, you know, GTS, go to sleep. Yeah, Punk, you look like you're about ready to go to sleep. Just vicious good shit. I love this. I love this. MJF telling Punk, you know, you can have all your pipe bombs. You could drop your pipe bombs. But MJF, he drops nukes. Good shit. I mean, this was just... But when CM Punk came in there and he was like, I'm so disappointed in you. You're like, oh, shit, he coming. He coming. Punk thanks the young man. He actually calls him a young man. He's like, I want to thank you for introducing yourself to me like a good young man is supposed to do to their elders. They're like, oh, no, he didn't go there. He said he had no idea that Max's first name was Maxwell. In fact, he thought MJF stood for my jealous fan. I'm like, oh, shit. No, he didn't. Like, no, he was just getting warmed up. He was just getting warmed up right there. That was just freaking badass. He then said that MJF is stuck on the fact that CM Punk never brought him up. Last thing he wanted to do was feed his rotten little ego. He knows that he's in MJF's head. He's very disappointed in MJF because MJF had an entire freaking week to come up with some really good shit. And here we are. As far as he was concerned, MJF didn't deliver. Punk was able to do something that nobody in AEW has been able to do up until this point, which was basically go out there, not even say a fucking word to MJF. And not only was Punk able to get over, but he was able to rattle MJF's cage, right? I mean, just good shit. Good shit right there. He's like, MJF, you could go ahead. You can have your zingers. You can have all that. You can continue thinking that you're somebody. You can continue to think that what you're doing is revolutionary, but in reality, you're just a little less famous Miz. I mean, that was just what the fuck, man. That was just what the fuck. I love that. I love that. Good fucking shit right there. Good fucking shit. So, I mean, we can go on and on and on about that, but that was just, and you know what? Nights like this, and you do it in front of a Chicago crowd, a white hot Chicago crowd, a pro CM Punk Chicago crowd. Great stuff. Great stuff right there. So, I mean, I wish I could just be like, and that was Dynamite. Well, we had more action. First matchup of the night. CM Punk taking on QT Marshall. CM Punk picking up the victory. About a 10-minute match. 10-minute plus match. Now, as complimentary as I was of that great promo exchange, not as complimentary of this match with QT Marshall. Look, I respect the hell out of QT Marshall. I hear all the good things that he does in the back, helping out with the production of the show, and how he's helping Tony Khan and and all that good stuff. Holy crap. Well, that's a first in show history. My shirt is actually on backwards. So that's kind of funny. I don't think you guys really noticed, though. How about that? This whole time today, my shirt has been on backwards. It should be the other way. So, oh well. Anyway, sorry about that. So, I respect the hell out of QT Marshall. Like, I mean, he is just like a jack of all trades behind the scenes. And he has my utmost respect. But for me personally, this match should not have gone as long as it did. It's just QT fucking Marshall. Seriously, it's just QT fucking Marshall. CM Punk going out there looking like, and you can tell me spin whatever narrative you want to spin. You can tell me, oh, but this was going on. There was a little bit of a distraction here, or hey, wait, Lee, this person came running down. You can tell me all of that good shit all you want. For me, I just felt in my heart of hearts, this is QT Marshall. The way that this guy was initially built up in AEW and all that, like all of a sudden, I'm supposed to take this guy at the level of a CM Punk? He's supposed to be giving CM Punk a run for his money? I know the guy was sitting on his sofa for 7 years doing any and everything else but wrestle, but really? He's supposed to? That just rubbed me the wrong way. I felt if anything, cut that in half. This should have been a 5-minute match. Straight up. I just don't like the psychology that's being laid out here because, look, I got no problem with all the people Punk has faced within reason. But if we're going to do this with QT Marshall, then my question is, where does it stop? Because if you're going to have it go this length with a QT Marshall, then who's to say you have the same length with a Evil Uno? Or maybe, who's the little ballhead guy in Dark Order? The little ballhead guy that's got the muscles now in the beard. Like, right? Okay, so what? They're going to go 15, 20 minutes now? Those two guys? Like, where does it freaking end? Does Brock Anderson go almost 15 minutes with CM Punk. You get what I'm saying? Where does this end? So, going forward, we got to be a little bit more smarter about this. If you're going to be having these matches go 10, 15 minutes, then you got to do a better job with the psychology, the way you're laying things out to have it all really make sense. Why? Because if Punk is struggling right now with some of these guys that I'm just mentioning, then it becomes a case, okay, well, how the hell can you possibly hang with a guy like a MJF? So, yeah, they should have trimmed that, though. They should have trimmed that, cut it in half. But, other than that, for what it was worth, nice little match. Nice little cute match for what it was worth. Backstage area, Christian Cage is chatting it up with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Cage talks about how they've got a ton of momentum going on their side right now, the confidence that they've been gaining on a week-to-week basis. They just are feeling unstoppable right now. And when they're feeling like that, they feel that a lot of good things can happen as a result. And to the point, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, they're ranked number 1, so they could very well be in a position, very near future, get a shot at the tag titles and everything. And as far as Christian Cage is concerned, he's going to make sure that his boys win the tag titles. Meanwhile, funny ass segment with Eddie Kingston, who's backstage enjoying some catering. When next thing you know, 2.0 come out. 2.0 tell Eddie, that, as their friend. And Eddie's like, you guys aren't even my friend. Like, what the hell are you talking about? You guys were never my friend. What the hell? And they mentioned the article that he had wrote recently, which we had talked about. And they basically said Eddie is not hungry anymore. And Eddie's just kicking back. I don't know if he was eating cake or whatever. He's like, I'm not hungry. He's like, I'm eating as we speak. What are you talking about? So that was kind of clever how Eddie... By the way, seeing that segment tonight, if you guys have never gone out of your way to check this out, I highly recommend you do. But on YouTube, there is a hilarious segment from Being the Elite where Eddie Kingston is told to cut a promo on a cookie. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but if you've never seen that, right? Especially if you're a newer Eddie Kingston fan, you need to go and check that out. It is the funniest shit and cleverest shit that you'll ever come across. Especially if you are an Eddie Kingston fan, you will fucking love that, I promise you. Just type in Eddie Kingston cookie promo, and you'll know it when you see it. It's fucking awesome. But yeah, 2.0, they talk about how he's not hungry anymore, and that what's going about with him right now is pretty much the kiss of death, and they want to try to help him out. Kingston asks Garcia, what the hell is he looking at? And they actually mentioned Moxley, the way they mentioned him. They said something along the lines of, we'll do our best to help you, unlike how you've helped Moxley and, with him being in rehab and all. And it was like fighting words for Kingston. He was ready to throw down. And next thing you know, one of the 2.0 guys took Eddie's drink, which apparently was a cup of coffee, splashed it in his face, and beat him down real quick. And yeah, there's your instant Acme feud, as because of all that, we got, I believe, Daniel Garcia and Eddie Kingston on this Friday's Rampage. I took my notes. We'll get into it a little bit later on, because there was a lot more stuff that's going to be coming about with this Black Friday edition of Rampage. Gun Club was in action. They defeated Bear Country. This was like a 90-second match. I mean, pretty sloppy. Other than Billy Gunn, everybody... Look, I'm just being honest. Being totally honest. Everybody in that motherfucker, I don't find them to be interesting whatsoever. I'm giving the Gun Kids a pass because they're still young, they're developing and everything, and, it's pretty much, it's like the classic Tom and Jerry commercials, or cartoons, and you've got Spike and he's got his son Tyke. You know, that's how I'm looking at Billy Gunn right now. I look at Billy Gunn as freaking Spike, and his two sons are Tykes, right? Come on, boy. I'll show you how this crazy world of wrestling goes. Listen here, pussycat. I'm teaching my boys here how to wrestle. Anytime they want to put you in a headlock, you do it. Any wrestling move they want to put on you, pussycat, you let them do it. Or else I'm gonna hurt you. I mean, that's literally how I'm looking at this right now, okay? And Billy Gunn looks phenomenal. I know for some folks, look, full disclosure, unless you tell me, Lee, you've got to go out of your way, you got to watch AEW Dark, or you got to watch Elevation because this was awesome, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it. So for me, I mentioned that because Billy Gunn, you know, there was like all the rants and raving. I think it was from last week. I can't remember if it was Dynamite or Rampage, but I know myself and others were just, wow, look at the phenomenal shape that Billy Gunn is in. And for me personally, I've always known Billy Gunn has been very dedicated to, you know, his health, fitness, and all that. But, and I've seen him, not for nothing. I remember when he was in WWE there, and I've only seen him maybe like once or twice in AEW, but the times that I can recall where I saw him, he had a t-shirt on, and he was in the crowd, because the times that I was seeing Billy Gunn was actually right during the heart of the pandemic, when Billy Gunn and his kids were basically part of the wrestling audience. I know many of you guys recall that. So I didn't know that whole time he had all that going on under his shirt. I mean, he just, seriously, the guy looks like he has found a fucking fountain of youth. And you can tell me, oh, that's nothing new. You know, he's been pushing that, you know, well, for guys that aren't sadly watching Dark and Elevation, don't follow him on social media. So, you know, for all we know, maybe every single day he's posting an image of himself in front of the mirror. You know, ain't I great? Right? We don't know this, right? We don't know this. But he looks freaking phenomenal. But yeah, this stuff with Gun Club, Bear Country, that's all I got to say. Darby Allin's music hit. Out comes Sting. Austin runs up the ramp to try and attack Sting, but then Darby Allin just comes from out of freaking nowhere and just, I mean, Jesus, the way he crashed into Austin Gunn and laid him out, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. It was almost right up there with the trademark Keith Lee tackle to Adam Cole, if you guys remember, kind of one of those type of deals. We get a plug for January 8th. How about that, by the way? WWE is doing their Saturday, January 1st. What is it? WWE Day 1 or something like that. Their little pay-per-view that's coming up. You guys probably saw the spots for it during Raw if you had watched it this week. But January 1st, Saturday, January 1st, WWE's doing a pay-per-view. And then about 7 days later, AEW is going to be doing a special show that they're touting as Battle of the Belts. Battle of the Belts. I need more information on this. Is this going to be something that's going to incorporate Ring of Honor? Strictly Ring of Honor? Or, you know, because I mean, you're looking at what's going on with ROH right now. ROH to me, and I know we're kind of going a little bit all over the place, but that's how we do on this show, right? I mean, like I said, enjoy it for what it's worth, because you know, we're pretty much in and out tonight. It's kind of relatively been a quiet news week so far with the holiday and all, but you're looking at ROH, and the last thing that Ring of Honor needs to be doing right now is, okay, yeah, we're done. We're just gonna go off into the darkness, and we'll see you guys in about 6 months. like you got to keep your name out there. You got to, right? So if you're able to work out some type of a deal with Tony Khan, Impact, MLW, and some of your current champions, assuming you want for them to continue to be champions, you would like to believe that you guys are able to work out some type of a deal where you can do a little partnership, kind of have these guys work in these other promotions until you get closer and closer to your relaunch, right? So I'm most curious how this battle of the belts thing is going to be going down. I need more information on that. And I'm sure as we get closer, because honestly, at this point, we're like about a month and a half-ish away from this. So hopefully we'll have a little bit more information as we get closer. Meanwhile, backstage, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, they're pretty pissed off. They haven't liked the fact that as of late they've been getting a couple of losses. They talked about how the Bucks aren't clear to wrestle yet. Out comes best friends Chuck, Orange, and Wheeler, and Fish and Cole take shots at them, saying those guys aren't even really best friends. It's just a name. They question where's Trent. Cassidy, as far as they're concerned, he's a horrible friend. Yuta probably doesn't have any friends. What kind of name is Yuta anyway, or Wheeler? Pretty much instant Acme feud right here, because we're going to be seeing them on Rampage. Again, we'll go over Rampage's card in a hot minute. Next up, contract signing. We find out the fate of Dante Martin, and will he or will he not sign with Team Taz. And it turns out Lio Rush is going over the contract. At some point, he went over the contract, and you kind of feel as though Lio was getting ready to drop some heavy knowledge in regards to the contract. But Taz saying to Lio, hey, this concerns Dante, not even sure why the hell you're even here. This doesn't even concern you. And as far as Lio is concerned, anything that involves Dante involves him. And he actually tries to, step in. He actually tries to intervene on behalf of Dante Martin, but Dante takes the pen right from Lio, signs the deal. Lio is looking on pretty shocked as Dante leaves the room with Team Taz. I just can't help but wonder, this wasn't how I had saw things going down. I honestly thought ultimately it was going to be a case where Dante Martin would be betrayed by Lio Rush, a heel Lio Rush, after maybe Lio kind of felt, okay, you know what, you're not listening to me, you're not even really worth my time, I don't even know why I bother. Like maybe Lio Rush moves on to somebody else, right? I thought maybe it was going to be one of those type of deals, but it wasn't. So the way this kind of comes off to me, and hopefully we'll learn a little bit more as we go into Friday's Rampage, but the way it comes off to me is I wouldn't be surprised if in story Dante did what he did because he's never seen a contract like that before with so much guaranteed money. And he's just thinking about his future. He's thinking about his family. And he just wants the very best for them. And basically, nothing personal. It's just business. I wonder if that's maybe where, in storyline now, if that's maybe where his head is at. And Lio Rush is pretty much, okay, I wouldn't be surprised if Lio Rush said something along the lines of, you have no idea the mistake that you made because this is why you need somebody like me. That contract you signed, dog, you fucked, but you gonna learn the hard way. And when you learn the hard way, don't come crying to me, right? I wonder if it's going to be something along those lines. But then the question becomes, so what's next for Lio Rush? Where does Lio Rush go from here? Does Lio Rush maybe, I'm trying to think, does he maybe get somebody like Lee Moriarty? Does he maybe get somebody like that? So, it's kind of interesting what's going on there. But to be continued. Let's see. Thunder Rosa taking on Jamie Hayter. Thunder Rosa picking up the victory. Remember this particular matchup here. This was a TBS title qualifier here, tournament qualifier. So Thunder Rosa picking up the dub. She advances further. So Thunder Rosa will be taking on, if I remember right, she should be taking on Jade Cargill in the semifinals. She should be taking on Jade Cargill in the semifinals. Nice, good, hard-hitting match right here. Solid ending. Well, I didn't have a problem with the ending, honestly, to this, because we had Rebel, we had Britt that got involved in there. So I kind of like all that little craziness that was going on there. As Rebel caused the distraction, Baker gets in the ring. She pulls Rosa off a Hayter, and Jamie ends up holding Rosa while Britt Baker tries to go in for a super kick, and she inadvertently, actually, hang on. I think, Jamie. I think I'm remembering right. I want to say Britt Baker was getting ready. Yeah, Britt Baker was getting ready to do a super kick to Thunder Rosa, but she accidentally super kicks the shit out of Hayter because Rosa was able to move out the way. And then from there, Thunder Rosa sent Jamie Hayter crashing into Rebel. So that takes care of those girls. Actually, no. Hang on. Let me think a second here, because the sequence was so fast. Yeah, it hits Jamie Hayter. And then Thunder Rosa sent Britt crashing into Rebel. Kind of like tackled. Yeah, those girls got tangled up. Pretty much went outside the ring there. And Rosa pretty much was able to capitalize with a roll-up. So I didn't have a problem with the way that finish had went, as overall the match came off pretty competitive for what it was worth. It was a nice little matchup. It was actually a nice little matchup. If you guys been enjoying yourself so far, if you haven't done so already, please, if you will, be so kindly, make sure you hit that like button. When you do that, you really help spread the word about our content. Also help us get more of a nice growth with our community here, man. I see we've been picking up some subs and all that, so appreciate you guys that's been checking out the content. Hope you guys enjoy your stay. And yeah, let's keep rocking and rolling here. I'm just popping my head in the YouTube chat. Bear with me a second here. I'm going to shut up for a hot second because I don't think I have this on mute. I'm talking about the YouTube video. Give me a second here, guys. And yeah, let's keep rocking and see what I'm talking about? Let's see. There we go. All right, cool. All right. Shout out to Noe. Shout out to George. Thought I saw a couple of more people that were in there. Let's see what else we got here. So that was the Thunder Rosa Jamie Hayter matchup. Now later on in the night, actually, I'll get back to that. Alex Marvez is backstage interviewing Jericho. Jericho is feeling the Thanksgiving Eve spirit and all that. Jericho talks about how he can't get much more out before, or actually he was trying to, cut a little promo, but 2.0 with Daniel Garcia. They actually interrupted Jericho's interview. Jericho tells them to buy some chains and nails to help protect them from Eddie Kingston when he breaks into their house and beats their ass. Jericho then tells Matthews he looks basically like SpongeBob. Looks like a box, has a square head and all that. And they pretty much put Jericho on blast and tell him to pretty much watch his back and all that. Daniel Bryan taking on Colt Cabana. I mean, this went about 3 minutes, 45 seconds. Bryan Danielson picking up the victory via submission. I was okay with it. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Going back to earlier in regards to QT Marshall and CM Punk. This is exactly what I'm talking about. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Right? That is how you do it. If a guy like freaking Colt Cabana can go out there, no problem, 3 minutes, 45 seconds, how the fuck does QT Marshall go out there and have over 10 minutes of a match with Punk? Like that. Talk about alternate universe. Anyway, post-match, Bryan is interviewed by Tony Schiavone. Talks about how it's funny because he debuted in Chicago, got a much different reaction. He wonders if it's him or is it Chicago, and he has one word to describe everything, which is fickle. And remember, one of the last times we saw him in WWE, he had that whole, fickle. I love that era of Daniel Bryan personally. I did. The Planet Champion. I love that. That was a fucking brilliant run, I felt. But Bryan says he is not fickle. He came out, he said he was going to do exactly what he was going to do, which was kick Colt's head in, and he did. He also kicked Colt's teeth out, and he actually shows Colt Cabana's teeth in his hand, blood and all. Oh, nice visual. Nice visual. Next week, Dynamite's going to be in Atlanta, and he hears there's a couple of Dark Order members that are from the area, so he wants to fight them next week so he can kick their heads in too, as he knows everything will ultimately lead up to him kicking the head of one AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Hangman Adam Page. Well, be careful what you wish for, as the Cowboy, Hangman Adam Page, did come out, and they pretty much, there really wasn't much talk going on right here. This pretty much was a nice little brawl that went down between the two, although rather brief. Hangman tried to look for the buckshot, but Danielson escapes, and that pretty much was the end of that. Main event match of the night, final match of the night, Cody Rhodes, Death Triangle taking on FTR, Malachi Black, and Andrade El Idolo. Malachi Black, El Idolo, FTR picking up the dub. About a 16-minute match to pretty much close out Dynamite. It actually was a damn good main event match. I love the fact that when it came to Cody Rhodes particularly, I love that Chicago, my God, Chicago. I fucking love Chicago. I love Chicago, man. So at one point, Cody Rhodes takes off his little trademark strap belt and everything. And I guess he tosses it into the crowd at this point, and I'm like preparing for the show here. But apparently the belt was just being rejected by the Chicago crowd. Like, they pretty much were doing this like a beach ball. It's like, I don't want it. And they just kept passing it along. And then finally, the belt ends up being tossed back into the ring. And you could actually see this in front of the hard camera. And it came this close. You got to go back and check it out. It came this close to it, just a little bit higher. And man, it would have hit the hell out of Aubrey Edwards, who was the referee for this main event match. And that just would not have been good, especially if it would have been a case where, as I like to call it, the metal tongue part that pretty much you put it in the loop. Just imagine if that little hook part might have hit Aubrey in the eye or something like that, right? Corner of her eye or whatever. Oh man, that just would have been bad. That just would have been bad on so many levels. So first of all, I'm glad that nobody got hurt. But that was the funniest shit. Instantly, I was reminded of 2006's ECW One Night Stand, RVD, John Cena, and when John Cena threw when John Cena threw his freaking shirt into the crowd, and they pretty much were like, "We don't want that shit. Fuck you!" Right? Great. I mean, that was just great. This crowd, very, very, very hostile. I mean, from the moment Cody Rhodes' music started playing, this dude got no love. This dude got no love. See, I'm reminded of an interview that Tony Khan had gave some weeks back where he pretty much had said Cody Rhodes is pretty much like the modern John Cena. I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of see what he's talking about, but I think if you were to ask any AEW fan, even a fan that used to be a fan of Cody, but now they're pretty much on the fence when it comes to Cody, if you were to ask them straight up, yo, you know, what's going on? Why the hate for Cody? I think when you really get down to the heart of the matter, and I bet you I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that Cody is doing TV shows. He's doing reality shows. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think when you get right down to the heart of the matter, it's, all we're asking for is continuity, right? Continuity, one, and then number two, stop having this guy be so built up in a way where all of our favorites as fans that we're really liking, at some point they're being fed to Cody and he's pretty much beating them. Like, no, like that shouldn't even be the case, right? Like, if anything, Cody should really be doing a better job in helping putting that cat over. I've heard that argument. I definitely see where some people are coming from. It's like this. I can't believe I'm actually saying this shit. I really can't, because I just find this very amusing. But I find it fascinating how Cody is such a polarizing figure in the wrestling community. I really, really do. Because what's so funny to me is when Cody and Brandy were in WWE, you didn't have any of this. You did not have any of this shit going on. Yeah, people knew Cody was in a interracial relationship. Yeah, oh, he's about to get married. Oh, right. His wife is black. Okay, cool. Like, you had, he deserves better than this. He's such a better wrestler. How can you do this to the son of Dusty Rhodes? This guy's so much capable. He's so much more capable of what is being given to him by WWE. That was probably just really the one main narrative that one would be able to find. But now, my God, Cody sneezes the wrong way and motherfuckers are triggered on social media. I just find it so amazing. Has Cody essentially become what he most despises? You could maybe make that argument. I mean, if you were to come at me and say, nah, Lee, one of the main reasons why I'm mad at a guy like Cody right now, he's literally pulling Jeff Jarrett in the old TNA days. He's literally pulling a Triple H, and I'm not really feeling it. I get it. But Tony Khan, you call the man crazy, but some of the shit that he had put out there a couple of weeks back, I'm starting to see those similarities as far as Cena goes. I'm starting to see those similarities, but the big difference when it comes to Cody and Cena, the big difference, you had one guy that ultimately was at the helm that pretty much was a dictator and pretty much was like, nope, this is my guy. You can't tell me otherwise. We're riding this. Whereas in AEW, you've got, now it's all on the shoulders of Tony Khan. Whereas before we knew that there was a whole bunch of heads in the kitchen there and everybody was butting heads and shit. So it kind of, I will say the vision seems to be more focused now in AEW and everything. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of one of those. I got to marinate on that a little bit more. Let me know what you guys think. I'll actually make sure I put a timestamp on this particular topic because I'm most curious what you guys think in regards to that. Good shit right here, though. This really was all about the freaking promo for tonight. The crowd tossing Cody Rhodes' belt. That was another freaking highlight. I fucking loved it. For what it was worth, Jamie Hayter, Thunder Rosa. Those are really the main takeaways I have from this week's Dynamite when it's all said and done. But good show. Good show when it's all said and done. All right, so that's Dynamite. Dynamite is in the books. So, by the way, AEW Dark. AEW Dark for this week. Here's your matches that came about from Tuesday's AEW Dark for November 23rd, 2021. Dark Order's Alex Reynolds, John Silver defeated Sean Dean and Carly Bravo. Meanwhile, Rio defeated Karma Dean. Daniel Garcia, Jeff Parker, and Matt Lee defeated Gabriel Holder, Adrian Serrano, and Matthew Omen in a six-man tag match. Kiera Hogan defeated Notorious Mimi. Bear Country defeated Chad Lennox and K9 Carter. Anthony Green defeated Jamison Ryan. Joey Janela, meanwhile, defeated Zach Clayton. Amy Sakura defeated Valentina Rossi. Matt Hardy was in action as he picked up a win over Brick Aldridge. The Acclaim's Max Caster and Anthony Bowens defeated the Nightmare Family's Brock Anderson and Lee Johnson. Wardlow defeated Rolando Perez, and Lee Moriarty defeated Nick Comoroto. Those were your matches from this week's AEW Dark. Rampage for this Friday. Don't forget, even though I'm done with shows until next Monday, I will be providing live ongoing coverage for this Friday's Black Friday edition of AEW Rampage. So make sure you're on the 411mania.com site for the live ongoing coverage. And then pretty much after Rampage is done, I follow up with my review for Rampage. So nice 1-2 punch. So keep it on 411mania.com this Friday night as my live ongoing coverage will begin at 10 p.m. Eastern. But Britt Baker will be in action against Rio. And nice how they set this up. Everything, and they explained this on Dynamite as Tony Schiavone was chatting it up with Britt Baker and Rebel post-match. He brought up the fact that apparently at the All Out pay-per-view, the Battle Casino Royale, Rio did not go over the ropes. She actually went under it. And as a result of that, Tony Khan felt, well, it's only fair. He has put Rio in a match against Britt Baker, and it's basically dubbed a Black Friday deal, where if Rio defeats Britt Baker, then she gets a shot at Britt Baker for her AEW Women's Championship. Meanwhile, Eddie Kingston will see action against Daniel Garcia. Orange Cassidy and Wheeler Yuta, meanwhile, will team up to take on the team of Bobby Fish and Adam Cole. So that's what's all planning, how that's planning out. Also, Chris Statlander will face Ruby Soho in the TBS quarterfinals next Wednesday on Dynamite. Again, next Wednesday on Dynamite. So that's how that's all playing out. Now, even though I did not watch this week's NXT 2.0, I did happen to catch the vignette that has had people mixed of Tiffany Stratton and this new character of hers that's coming to NXT. soon. Yo, how I wish Dusty Rhodes was still around, man. I could just imagine Dusty Rhodes. Baby, let me tell you something. You got all the potential in the world, baby, to do something very great, very special. But, baby, that ain't it. That ain't it, honey child. That ain't it. Okay, so let me see if I got this straight. A tennis player is soon coming to NXT. And I guess she's going to beat everybody in a game of tennis to climb her way to the top of the NXT roster. I mean, that was just... I've seen some vignettes in my time. And that, for me, was just... I just looked at it just... You know, I apologize for our audio friends that can't see me, but you really gotta... it's worth seeing my facial expressions like right now. I just couldn't help but just sit there as I'm looking at this vignette. I purposely went out of my way to watch this vignette. It's like, what, like 50-something seconds or whatever, if even that. I'm just sitting there going... And? I wasn't excited. I had no emotions whatsoever. Literally, my interpretation was, oh, okay, a tennis player is coming to... It's like, oh, but she's supposed to be this, you know, rich girl and... Right? Oh, she's a rich girl and going too far and you know it don't matter anyway. You can get by with the old man's money. You can get by with the old man. Right? So, this was the weirdest fucking vignette. I thought the fucking Tony D'Angelo, where the fuck that dude's name is, I thought that shit was just kind of... This girl already seems dead on arrival. Seriously, she already seems dead on arrival. Convince me otherwise, but yeah, that just reaffirmed for me, yeah, I'm not really missing much in NXT, I see. Let's talk about the Seth Rollins fan for a second. The Seth Rollins fan, well, not really a fan of Seth Rollins since he attacked his ass, but let's rephrase that. The WWE fan that attacked Seth Rollins on Monday's Raw. Now, just to kind of follow up with you guys from Monday's show, and I would highly encourage you guys, if you didn't check out Monday's show, go check it out. I got timestamps on YouTube that help you guys out tremendously. But we must have talked about the whole Seth Rollins thing for about 50 minutes. And there were so many twists and turns, that layers, basically, that we talked about on the show. And one thing I had brought up, because it pretty much, the discussion, it ended on this note where I said, I'm going to see if I can get in contact with the people from the Barclays Center and find out, what's going on with the security detail up there. Is it the same security detail that was in play in 2019 when Bret Hart had got attacked and everything? And it didn't dawn on me. I kept my word. I told you guys I was going to reach out, and that I was going to reach out to my contacts. I reached out to a couple of wrestlers, some actually in WWE. And in regards to the wrestlers in WWE, I haven't heard anything back yet. And then in regards to the Barclays Center, I did not hear anything. Now, with the Barclays Center, it didn't dawn on me because I think right before I went to bed Monday night, I actually reached out to Barclays. It didn't dawn on me until going to work the next day. So like Tuesday afternoon, shit. And we're going into a major holiday. I'm probably not going to hear anything until next week. So I reached out to a couple of my buddies in the podcasting world. And I said, look, this is what's going on. Do me a solid. If you find out anything, pass it along. Of course I'll give you credit. It's like, but pass it along. And they're like, yeah, no problem. But like, one has a really good lead. A couple of Hall of Famers that they're waiting to hear back from, as well as some currently active wrestlers. So hopefully before the next time, honestly, I think at this point, next time we're on the air, which is next Monday, hopefully I'll have some more information in regards to that security detail. But I tell you what, this fan that attacked Seth Rollins, he has given us all Christmas presents. Seriously, Christmas came early, motherfuckers. He hooked us up. So this guy apparently, his name is, I want to make sure I'm pronouncing this name right. His name is, hang on. I got something loading up here and I didn't ask for this to load up, so I don't know why that's loading up. Hang on. I got to close another window here because that's loading up. Elisah Spencer, age 24. So this man, of course, as we mentioned on Monday, he has been charged with attempted assault and, first of all, attempted assault. No, it ain't attempted. It's assault because he did do it, right? He did it. So whatever. And he's been charged with disrupting a live sporting event. That has to be the weirdest charge. It took many of us podcasters, even journalists, off our game because we're like, what the fuck does that mean, right? Like, never heard of this. Did they like just make this shit up? What the hell does that mean, right? But yeah, that is a charge. That is a charge, believe it or not. So when it's all said and done, these are pretty much just ultimately slaps on the wrist. That's really what this comes down to, is slaps on the wrist. But this fan apparently has released some stuff on social media explaining why he did what he did. And for you lovely people that did not get a chance to see this man and hear him in his own words, well, I just happened to have some nice beef footage. We'll play for you guys. Now, I need you guys to do me a huge favor. I'm going to put myself on mute. I just want you guys to throw a thumbs up in the chat that's with me live right now. Throw up a little thumbs up emoji. Let me know if what you're hearing from the video comes through okay and you're not hearing an echo effect. Because what I'm doing for the very first time here, I'm literally listening to what you guys are listening to. Normally, I don't do that. Normally, when I play videos, my monitoring is off. So we're trying something new here. So don't know unless I try. So if you do hear echo, definitely say something. I'd appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to have to provide commentating, by the way. I'm going to have to provide commentating. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do this.
Good morning, guys. I'm out. That was me on WWE. I was booked from Goldberg and Vince McMahon, and I jumped over the barricade. So I told Vince McMahon I had personal beef with Kobe Lopez. This man did not tell Kobe I was going to be there. And the personal beef is between me and Kobe, and he knows what he done. So related to the tribal chief, as the tribal chief's cousin, Royal452, on Instagram, I did what I had to do. I made my family proud, because we are the ones. And WWE officials, I appreciate you for taking me off Kobe Lopez, because you know what was about to happen. I did it for Rikishi. I did it for The Rock. I did it for all my tribal family. And I appreciate this message worldwide.
Woo! Cocaine is a hell of a drug. So, yeah. That's all I gotta say. But wait, there's more. There's more. All right. So obviously we're seeing some footage here. Now let's pause it. Let's pause it right there. Now I want to actually read this little captioning that he's put in here for our audio friends. So, we see his face, and I agree so much. Somebody in Facebook, 'cause we were talking about this in Facebook the other night, and somebody said, "My God, doesn't he look like that freaking veteran actor?" And you're like, yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. And like, it's like Luis Guzman. Like, doesn't he look like Luis Guzman? Like, yeah, he does actually. Look like a broke ass version, if that's even possible. Yeah, he does look like a broke ass version of Luis Guzman. But he, God, boy, I'm sorry, that, damn, this dude, man, I did it for The Rock. Yeah, anyway, so he opens up this video with this nice little text. You see his face and all that, where he's got his hoodie on. I did it for the bloodline, my family at WWE, and Scrap Daddy AP. You're welcome. Finn Balor, much love. WWE Rollins. Blah, 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 blah. All these other people, he's just at, right? But wait, there's a little bit more here. So we've already heard his little diatribe here. And where I'm picking up now is, hang on a second here, because you guys on the screen, you can see exactly the text I'm talking about. But if I were to try to blow that up, I'm going to have to constantly resize and all that. So right here where I freezed it, for those of you that can't read the text, he is saying, I broke out myself. I did not tap and I did not fall to sleep. So I broke out in a leverage breakout. So where in the world did I give up? Wow, this dude, man. Wow. This dude is a special breed. I tell you what, a special breed. And then from there, he has more, where he has a message that pops up here where he says, sign me up, Scrap Daddy AP. I want a match with WWE Rollins. And then he follows up with a series of screenshots with some text to help us out, where he claims this is the reason why, and we used to be cool until a business deal went the wrong way. Yes, that's exactly what he said. Now, one thing that you guys got to keep in mind is, and you guys aren't going to be able to tell because, again, if I were to blow this up, I would constantly have to reshape the image and all this other stuff. So what you guys are seeing right now on your screen here, and for our audio friends, you're seeing basically Seth Rollins active over 1 year ago, and we're seeing send message, share a meet video call link, video call Seth, voice call Seth, cancel. Now, this obviously is not Facebook, so I'm curious if any of you guys are familiar with this type of layout. Is this like, this doesn't look like WhatsApp, right? This doesn't look like WhatsApp. I'd be shocked to hear if this actually was Facebook. So anybody that maybe want to ponder, take a really good guess what you think this is all about. I'd love to hear from you as far as the platform. But this goes on. Remember, this is a year ago. So have this in the back of your mind. This is exactly a year ago. And from here, I'm helping you guys out here with the play-by-play. I love when we do shit like this. Seriously, I love when we do shit like this. So we got one message here. Dude is sending something to Seth Rollins. Dude says, look, don't take your anger out on me for Brock Lesnar bullshit or for Baron Corbin. Okay. Yeah, lovely. And then next up, we see more screenshots. And in this exchange, Seth, sorry we got in an argument last night before your match. And then this person that is supposed to be Seth, okay, it's fine. Spencer, no, it isn't fine. It's bad because you almost died, man. That isn't fine. Fake Seth, that my work, it been me. So whatever I face is fine. Okay. Like, if this is not a red flag that, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but Colby Lopez, otherwise known as Seth Rollins, has always came off like a pretty smart guy. He doesn't sound so broken, ebonic-ish when he's talking. That's not a red flag for you? Yeah, well, okay. Moving right along. Oh, lovely. We got more of a diatribe here. I'm just loving breaking this shit down. See. Man, stop all your true fans. Love you a lot. And the ones that are your fake fans will be fake fans. Listen, man, oh, wow. So this is like, where are your fucking periods? Where's your commas? Where's your periods? Damn it. I can't believe this is one big diatribe of shit. I'm going to read this exactly how he put it out there. Man, stop. All your true fans love you a lot, and the ones that are your fake fans will fake fans. Listen, man, I am a real fan of yours, and my cousin Roman a fan. And Dean, listen, I never liked Brock Lesnar, and I know you can overcome. I don't need a shout out if you want to give it to me, but hey, give it on SmackDown or wherever you can. Jesus Christ. Commas. Periods. Parentheses. Use them. God damn it. Okay. I digress. What else we got here? Oh, this is just lovely. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't want to read no more of that. Let's go to the next screenshot. All right, let's see what we got here. What's this next screenshot here? Oh, man. Have we gone mental yet? I know I have. I like, damn, this is just ridiculous. See another screenshot. Fake Seth, I'm a little bit okay. Spencer, good. I still got confidence in you. Seth, sorry, we got in an argument last night before you met. Okay, so we're repeating this. Okay, all right, we get it. Last night, all right? Boy, I swear this was a couple. So he says 2019, but I kept it always. So apparently this was in 2019. He's clarifying for us that, and I'm going to show you guys the screenshot I'm talking about because on my desktop, I'm watching a separate video. So I'm a little bit ahead of you guys. So hang on. It's getting ready to pop up on the screen here. So see right there, it says 2019, but I kept it always. Wow. Okay, so do we have anything new, or does he just keep repeating this? That's what I'm curious about here. Let's see what else we got here. That repeats. Give me a second here, because I'm actually, yeah, it's like, okay, all right, he's just showing the same stuff. Okay, there we go. All right, here's some new stuff. We gotta let this speed up a little bit. Let me help you guys out here. There you go, right here. Okay, so here is a new exchange here. And I am on my rides. Ho. Fuck. How much you got your ticket? Yeah, I know, damn. The season pass, I said $284 and change. But can't you borrow that from any of your friend? I will really appreciate if you can get me that ASAP. I don't see you here yet. I told you. Okay, so, wow. All right, so obviously this is a money scam. Obviously this is a money scam that's going on now. So, this boy got taken for one hell of a ride, man. You know, I know a lot of people were kind of under the impression, you know, maybe he's a special needs person. Maybe he's mentally challenged. Nah, if that was the case, then obviously, come on, just use common sense, folks. If somebody is a special needs person, they're going to have some type of a caregiver that's essentially going to be with them, right? So obviously this guy has enough common sense within reason, but there's obviously a couple of screws. He's obviously not all intact here. So just goes to show you, if a 24-year-old man can get hustled, sure as hell somebody in their 50s and up. I mean, you hear these type of money scams all the time. I can't tell you how many times I've been at work and I have stopped a customer from going through with a transaction. I literally had a customer some weeks back that was trying to buy a couple of Amazon gift cards. And they must have bought they were trying to buy about 10 Amazon gift cards. And I said to them, shopping for the loved ones a little early here, huh? They're going to love you. You can find all kinds of stuff on Amazon. I know, I'm an Amazon longtime member. And she was like, oh, no, I wish. No, I'm trying to take care of some stuff with the IRS. I'm like, wait, what? With the IRS? I'm like, what are you talking about? And she told me in detail. And I said, no, ma'am, they're trying to. It's like, IRS doesn't do that. No, the person that you're doing this for, it's a money scam. And I told her, I hipped her for I actually closed my line down and everything. And I pulled her to the side and I told her how the scam goes down and everything. And yeah, so obviously our boy here is being taken on a ride here. So very unfortunate. Let's keep rocking and rolling here. Let's see what else we got. We got about 1:32 left here. All right. Okay, so let's see here. Wow. Yeah, he really got taken for a ride. I'm ahead, but let me pull it up here. Let me get it on the next page here. Okay, so the next exchange right here, this is critical. So what's in the white is the fake Seth. Green is basically Spears. Wow, this is Spencer. I'm sorry, Spencer. White is the fake Seth. Green is our boy Spencer. I need this to activate my Google account. I can't get in touch with Becky. So will you get me in that infumement? Did I read that right, guys? I mean, I am just having a headache reading this shit. So will you get me that infumement? I have a reward for you. My man says, I have no more money because I paid for my ticket and I am on my rides. Fake Rollins, ho. Fuck. How much you got your ticket? Spencer, yeah, I know. Damn. The season pass. It's PASS, goddammit. Jesus Christ. I paid $284. Oh, Lord have mercy. How much you got your ticket? Okay, so now at this point, let's get you guys the new screen here as we see fake Seth has a barcode, some type of a barcode. I don't know if that's a gift card or whatever, right? Need to activate Google account, okay? And what's coming up here after this? All right. Okay. I'm skimming ahead a little bit here. Okay, good. All right, so let me speed up this bad boy here. I want you guys to see exactly what I'm looking at now. It's about right. Should be about right here is what I want you guys to look at here. So this exchange is as follows. Fake Seth, then cash it out. Spencer, I will. You said it will be here Friday. Fake Seth, you will $500 out of it to get Amazon card. Then the rest you will send it to my friend. Okay? Spencer, I will. And what friend? Yo. Let me holler at you one time. Okay? First of all, the broken ebonics. Man, if you really a fan of Seth Rollins, you obsessed with a motherfucker like that. You eat, sleep, breathe shit, a motherfucker like a Seth Rollins. You know enough to know how they speak on social media, know enough to listen to them in interviews, know enough to be reading transcripts, that whole 9 yards. Hey, maybe you might have been fortunate enough and you might have been in a case where you're able to do a fucking meet and greet. Man, so many fucking red flags. So many fucking red flags are here. And you telling me you don't catch none of these red flags? None of these red flags you don't catch. Not even when we get to the part right here where, okay, yeah, I'm paraphrasing, forgive me. Yeah, so you're going to give me this money today, and then the rest of it, you're going to give it to my friend. And you got to say, what, man? Lord have mercy. Fake Seth, why are you asking? Can't I have a friend anymore? Just listen to my word. Spencer, because when I send it back, I will ask the name of a friend. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. This is just, if you're picking up hostility from me, I just, the scam. I hate assholes that take advantage of not only the less fortunate, but obviously those that aren't quite all there in the head. I hate when motherfuckers are taken advantage of, It just sickens me. Fake Rollins, I will paste you the name once the money is clear. Once the money has cleared. Jesus Christ. This is just bad. Hey, babe. Yeah. You decent? Yeah. Come here a second. You're going to be live. Come here a second. This is the Seth Rollins bullshit here. It's the wifey. Wifey's making a cameo here.
Hello.
All right, so check this out.
Mm-hmm.
This all goes back a year ago. No, 2019. So now we have intent. Mm-hmm. So basically this guy has been plotting this attack on Seth Rollins since 2019. And why? Because this guy got hustled from a money scam. So this fake Seth Rollins then cash it out.
Wow.
Spencer, you said it will be here Friday. Fake Rollins, you will have $500 out of it to get Amazon card. Then the rest, you will send it to my friend, okay? Spencer, I will, and what friend? Fake Rollins, why are you asking? Can't I have a friend anymore? Just listen to my word. Spencer, because when I send it back, I will ask the name of a friend. Fake Rollins, I will. Paste you the name. Once the money is clear.
So...
This boy got scammed.
Yes, he got hustled.
Yeah.
But he already had thought process in it.
Yeah.
What's the friend?
Yeah.
Not only that, majority of the time when you have someone who is fake me out,
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, their grammar usually isn't great.
Exactly.
And Seth Rollins doesn't talk like that.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's too bad.
That's very too bad. Yeah. Yeah. You got dinner?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's my magic cue. Dinner is served. That is just... Wow. I had to bring wifey in here because this is something that she's been, like, trying to get more information on this herself because she just finds this whole process of what was going on with this fan so fucking fascinating. And I'm like literally reacting to this. Is all new for me. I did not even look at any of this beforehand. So we all are pretty much experiencing this together as we're going along here. So I'm curious, how does this escalate to the point of where we are here? All right, so there's a new screenshot here where Fake Rollins says, I will let you know, Spencer, okay. Hey, can I give Justin your number about you training him? Fake Rollins, okay, no problem. And you guys will see that on your screen in just a hot second. All right, so, now we got all this money that's in here, and now we're getting to the most critical part where we're talking about a deposit, which is going to be on this page here. Let me read this for you guys. Spencer, that's when I was about to deposit it and the ATM didn't allow, or because of the line in the check. So I went to front desk and she said I will get it in 2 to 3 business days if I bank with them. Exactly. Here you are raging for no reason when I be telling you the truth. You expect your fans to love you. That's how you lose them. It's how you treat people, big bro. Fake Rollins, see, calm. I think he was trying to say stay calm. Okay. How are you going to deposit the check now? Wow, this is just so fucking fascinating. Where is Chris Hansen when you need him? Seriously, where is Chris Hansen when you need him? And just Dateline, just, right? I mean, this is just fascinating on so many levels. Let's see. Why? What the fuck? FOD? I guess you're trying to say he's fake. Let me show you the screenshot I'm looking at now. You guys should see it in about 3, 2, 1. Not that one. This one. So, Fake Rollins, what you mean, Spencer? I am with the police. Rollins, why police? Spencer, here, talk to them. BC, because the police. Okay, I guess he's trying to say police, but he's saying PLS because the police said it was fake, obviously. Jesus. Yeah, it was fake, but you didn't catch it in time. That's a huge problem. You didn't catch it in time. Where are we here? Let me see. Yeah, you guys, now you're seeing the page that I'm seeing, okay? So that was that exchange. Now, how does this play out? I'm loyal. Why would I cheat on him? Okay. Fake Rollins, good morning. It was never my fault. Trust me. This should be like over and done with. Okay, he is my friend. I can't leave him. I'm Seth Rollins, Kobe Lopez. Let's see. We got like 20 seconds left of this. So he is so with the police, okay? Let's see. All right. Let's pick this up right towards the end here because there's like about 15 seconds left on this. And let me show you guys right here is where you need to be looking. Right here. Here's where you need to be looking. So this exchange, picking right back up where Spencer says, because the police said it was fake, obviously. Fake Rollins, did I give you permission to call the police? You are a fool. I hate this. Why you decide on your own? Spencer, I didn't call them police, because you said go to police, obviously, right? Call me. Wow. Again, fascinating. I hate to keep going Owen Wilson on you guys, like, wow, but it's like, this is just, I can't believe we got young people that are basically falling for shit like this. And then there's apparently something the week before the Survivor Series. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. Apparently there was supposedly an exchange the week before the Survivor Series. Let's see. Looks like it's from a 203-352-8600 number. Hey, WWE, it's important, y'all. Reach out to me. I have great ideas for Survivor Series. I guess maybe this is him texting WWE. Now we're getting pretty awkward. Oh, that was a lot. That was a lot, wasn't it? That was very wow. Speechless is all I have to say. Speechless. Obviously he's not all there in the head. I mean, that's pretty obvious. To be taken on the ride that he was taken, it's unfortunate. Scams like this happen all the time. You may say to yourself, oh, something like that is never going to happen to me. Don't have to worry. I'm too smart for that. But you'd be surprised. They are getting more slick and slick by the day. You thought it was bad with some of the dating apps that's out there. I mean, we got motherfuckers that will just grab all kinds of pictures they can find of the same person online, generate a whole fake profile, whole fake life, the whole 9 yards, and will dedicate the weeks going into months of reeling a person in, that whole connection and everything until they finally feel hook, line, sinker. They got that person right where they want them. And then they start asking for either material things and or money. It just really depends on how comfortable that scam artist feels and how much they think they might be able to get out of that person when it's said and done. Look, I'm no shrink. I ain't no Dr. Phil, not going to try to pretend to be one either. But my 2 cents from a distance. Oh, man. Seth Rollins is actually talking to me. Oh, I've loved this guy's work for so many years. He's actually talking to me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Seth Rollins actually needs my help. He needs my help. Now I know some of you guys are like, yeah, this guy's like, what, a millionaire, and he needs Spencer's help for, right? I'm with you, but this is why it's so important that fans, especially younger fans, make sure that as far as on the up and up, okay, yo, this person is only on these platforms. This is what they said. They're only... Take Alexa Bliss, for example. Damn good example. Alexa Bliss had to reiterate again this week that as far as her official social media handles goes, she only has 2. She's got her Twitter, she's got her Instagram. And you got the little blue check marks next to them and everything. And she had to reiterate that any other accounts outside of those, it's not her. I think something had to do with a Google account, or there was some fake account. And she was pretty heartbroken that she had to remind fans yet again. But she's like, I appreciate her jumping out there because she's just trying to do her part and, use her platforms to give people that good heads up. Yo, don't want you being taken for no damn money scam. Yo, telling you, right? So, if there is one big message to really take out of this is, number one, I don't care. I don't care if you got a profile and it's Seth Rollins or it's Alexa Bliss. I don't give a fuck. Unless it's got that fucking check mark, blue check mark, certification, unless you hear those motherfuckers verify themselves that those are their accounts, don't fucking touch those accounts. Don't have any interactions with them whatsoever. The greatest travesty I find out of all of this, right, is that Spencer has the mindset to try to call WWE and tell them how he has really great ideas for Survivor Series. Yet, he didn't have the common sense to take that WWE phone number and say, hey, yo, one of your wrestlers, Kobe Lopez, Seth Rollins, I don't know what's going on. I don't know the last time y'all broke him off some money, but he's asking me for this. He's asking me for gift cards. I'm more than happy to help him out and everything. You think you might be able to talk with him and look, if y'all can't help him, I'll help him out. But, maybe we could work a deal out where I could maybe get a tour of the headquarters or something. Right? Like, you feel where I'm coming from? I just don't get that, because anybody with common sense, to each its own, but I think a person with common sense would have got in contact with WWE corporate. Yo, you got somebody running around claiming that they're Seth Rollins, and, I'm not really sure if this is really him or not, but this is what's going on. You feel where I'm coming from? So but the one thing that we need to home in on is the fact that since 2019, apparently. So, it's one thing to say, oh, this was just some random fan that just maybe won too many drinks but this guy, what he did to Seth Rollins, premeditation. And when you're able to establish premeditation, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine as far as whether or not he's just going to get a slap on the wrist. And but Seth Rollins, he did comment on this fan. He did comment on it. TMZ had actually caught up with him. And he said, and I quote, it was very brief, but he said, "It's terrifying, brother. It happened very quickly. I was mostly just reaching and hoping that our security would come and do their job, which they did very quickly. And then was just trying to detach and move on. Hope that everybody is okay." And he also said that once the tackle happened, he knew what was going on. The guy was barreling around the corner. No serious injuries, nothing like that. I was safe. We were safe. Everything was fine. And he feels that, most likely what's probably going to happen, should happen, is that the fans should not be allowed at events. I got one better than that. How about psychiatric help? How about a psych evaluation? Like, whole 9 yards. We need all that being done. But it's moments like this that just really give you a black eye as a wrestling fan, especially those of you that are pretty much doing it right. Speaking of doing it right, that also, same rules also needs to apply to those that call themselves journalists, that call themselves a member of the media. We got to make sure, especially those that are trying to lay their claim respectfully in covering all things related to professional wrestling, and they're trying to be part of that media circle. We got to make sure that as far as accurate reporting goes, it is no negotiating, it's no half-assing, it's no copy-paste bullshit. It's okay, this is what's being said. Let me try to cross-reference this for accuracy, and then let's go ahead and report this. Example. This happened earlier tonight. And shout out to her. I've been a fan of her work, off and on for a little bit. Elisah Santos. Shout out to her. Wife of Bryan Cage. Shout out to her. I had a brief exchange with her out in the open on social media. I don't do that tweet and delete bullshit. But she blazed the fuck out of Wrestle Talk. And Wrestle Talk got that little blue check mark and everything. And, just goes to show you, just because you got a blue fucking check mark, it don't mean jack shit. Sadly, these motherfuckers that got the blue check marks, they just put any old fucking thing out there, and motherfuckers are going to be drinking the Kool-Aid. But Wrestle Talk had put out this story that basically is titled, and hashtag AEW star's wife has a message for the promotion. Fucking use him already. And Wrestle Talk is acting like it's a fucking exclusive. And then when you click on their link, Wrestle Talk is saying, oh, well, apparently in this interview with Chris Van Lay, is that his name? Chris Van Lay? Elisah Santos said XYZ. And Elisah Santos said the following on social media. She quoted Wrestle Talk and their fucking article. And she said, I will be coming after every news media that lies about this interview. This is bad journalism, and I never said this. Now, when you go and you read the thread that she posted, after quoting them and all that, one person tried to be slick and everything. And said something along the lines of, hey, yo, well, what exactly did you say? And she's like, go listen to the actual interview and you'll find out. I'm fucking done. So Wrestle Talk, they actually tried to, double down, and they were like, hi, Melissa, here is the quote we pulled from the interview. Many thanks. Let me play that audio for you. All right, it's only 8 seconds. But it went a little something like this.
I'm not going to be like, well, I really wish things were different. No, fucking use them more. Like, I'm not going to be like, well, I really wish things were different. No, fucking use them more. Like,
Okay, so obviously they're taking a 8-second snippet of however long this interview was. Now, let me tell you guys something. I've done my fair share of interviews and everything. And, if you want to, it's real easy. It's no different than you arrive at a McDonald's. You see a guy that looks like he's about to have some type of an interaction with the police. You're trying to order your food or whatever, right? You order your food successfully. You're coming out of McDonald's, and the next thing you know, that guy is on the ground, and the police, they're pretty much on his ass, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, man, that's a brother, too. Oh, let me pull my phone out, right? And, right? You get what I'm saying? It's like, we need the entire context. So, that's Wrestle Talk. That's what Wrestle Talk, they try to double down on this. Now, Melissa followed right up, and she said, and I quote, "Dude literally was talking about how intense I am and how I wasn't going to be soft about it when I was having an intense reaction. I even said I shouldn't have been that intense about it, but I was being passionate. They literally had a whole hour of content, and they did this." So, yeah. Well, I miss, so this is a case right here. It's like, okay, so was she misquoted? Was she, like what's going on here? So now you got another, you got people that are like, I don't know, Melissa, because you got one person that put a quote out that said, "You don't see that," and this is supposedly what she said in the interview. "You don't see that, and I don't know. Just for me, yes, I am biased. Like, he's my husband. I want to see more of that, and so I did get heat because I'm spicy. I'm very straightforward. I'm not just gonna be like, well, I really wish. Like, no, fucking use him. Come on." I do find it fascinating that she did an hour's worth of an interview, and I can see both sides when it's all said and done. Now, look, I will gladly raise my hand and let you guys know I have not heard this entire interview. I have not. But anytime we're in a position where we're pulling clips and we're pulling quotes, been there, done that. I know how the game is basically played. What's making the headlines is the juicy stuff, is the salacious, is the shit that some sites feel, okay, this is hook, line, and sinker. I get where she's coming from. She's pretty much talking, she's talking in a, not in a direct, yo, AEW. Fucking, she's not giving AEW / Tony Khan a directive. She is essentially just coming from a standpoint of just honestly, just casual talk with Chris here in regards to this. But the way that it's being spun, I totally get it. I totally fucking get it. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad, honestly. Now, I'm actually just looking just to see if she said anything else in addition. And I told her straight up on social media here. Bear with me a second. I can actually pull it up. Kind of weird what's going on with my tweeting tonight here. I got so many files on my desktop that sometimes my shit is jumbled up here. Okay, I'm good now. Because she followed up with me on this one. I told her, I said, shit like this gives me and my colleagues that are doing it right, especially by the people we interview, put in a bad spot as far... that's weird. I wrote a lot more than that. Apparently my Twitter got cut off. What the fuck is so hard about cross-checking, referencing for accurate reporting? Melissa responded to me. She said, I'm not doing any more interviews since everyone wants to create a narrative that doesn't exist in order to cause issues in someone's marriage and livelihood. I'm out. That's how she's feeling now. That's how she's feeling. And I told her straight up, I said, I hear you. Reminds me of an interview I did with HBK years back. Asked him would he wrestle Triple H in Triple H's retirement match. HBK was like, he'd listened, but he hadn't been in touch with him in WWE. Next thing you know, Dirt Sheet said HBK had fallout with WWE and Triple H. They beefing. I'm like, what the fuck? And I had a Tracy Morgan gif saying that's some bullshit. That's a true story that actually had happened to me many years back when I interviewed Shawn Michaels. It was right around the time when he was putting out the Wrestling for My Life book, and he was doing a limited book signing tour for it. And I had an opportunity to interview him, and at that point, I had a really good question for him because I knew like the window was very, very short as far as the interview and all that. So, while putting over the book, I thought about, 2, maybe 3 really good questions to ask him. And my one question was, if Triple H were to say to you, Shawn, and I even said, like, in the near future, like, if Triple H were to ever say to you, I want to have one more match, and honestly, I want to have that match with you. And Shawn, like, literally responding, he's like, I'm always there for Hunter. He knows that, but yeah, we haven't really spoke in a while, so I don't know what he's up to and what's going on with WWE. This was way, way before Shawn even did was it Crown Jewel, where it was DX taking on the Brothers of Destruction? This was way before that, way before Shawn came back as a trainer and all that shit down there in NXT. This was way, way, way before all of that. And I don't know which website had started it, but some website had claimed that, per my interview, that HBK's Shawn Michaels had beef with Triple H and Vince McMahon, and basically he wasn't welcome in WWE and all this other crazy shit. It's like, what the fuck? And I remember coming after these websites. I private messaged them directly. I'm like, why are you guys reporting this? This did not even happen in their interview. You guys need to pull this fucking down and fucking report it accurately, or don't fucking cover it at all. And for some of these sites, whoever their webmaster was or editor or so-called wannabe editor, their responses to me, for some of them, was, oh, well, why are you coming at us? All we did was copy and paste. My point exactly. You got a 10-minute fucking interview and you don't know how to fucking, since it's 10 minutes, you don't know how to fucking listen for accuracy to make sure that's exactly what you're fucking hearing? So, I get where she's coming from. I mean, if I were to be, she's in a bad spot. She really is. She's in a really, really bad spot. I really appreciate the fact that she's one of those ride or die chicks. She's standing by her man. She's standing by her husband. And, I can only imagine how frustrating it most likely is for her to see Brian Cage in the position that he's in with AEW and everything. And I will be the first one to throw my hand up and be like, I still remember the fun shit he was doing in Impact. Dude was tearing it up in Impact. Loved it. And I was expecting in some variation that Brian Cage to resonate to translate in AEW. You know, and it hasn't materialized yet, sadly. So I definitely can understand where she's coming from and everything. And it's really sad because, you know, with a guy like Chris, you're in really good hands interview-wise. I've listened to enough of his interviews to know, you know, he's not that Geraldo Rivera. He's not going for the got you moment. You know, it's insightful interviews, but it's a lot of fluff as well. So she was in good hands. But the fact that out of the entire hour, right? This is the best way I could sum up that particular part that made some of these websites spin their own freaking narrative. It would be no different than if I were, let's just say hypothetically speaking, let's say I were to interview my friend. Let's call my friend Michelle. And I'm having this conversation with Michelle. And Michelle says at some point during our 2-hour-long discussion, she says something along the lines of, I tell you, working sometimes can be really tough, especially when you don't want to go in because you're not sure who's going to call out. You're not sure if you're going to be able to leave work on time. You're not sure if you're going to be home at a decent hour to kiss your loved ones goodnight before they go to bed because they got school in the morning. It's all that little bit of stuff that just sometimes makes you even wonder if working there is even worth it, you know? But then I just shake it off and I just keep doing my thing. You get that, right? But to somebody that maybe wants to spin a particular narrative, they'll take definitely that little section, that little 8-second section, and they will use that as their base to say, Melissa says she hates working at blah, 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 long hours, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, ooh, you know, you're trying to see what the hell that's all about. So I get where Melissa is coming from. And I get where the Wrestle Talk and everybody else that's kind of like, right? If it were me personally, best advice that I could give to Melissa Santos is, you know what? Stand by your man. The best way to do that for your husband, just let him be the one to put whatever statement out there and yeah. I mean, it's sad that it's gotten to this point because breaks my heart. I gotta say, I'm a little speechless, but it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that, you know, because she's pretty cool. She's pretty fucking cool. I've seen a couple of her interviews before, and she's pretty damn good. She knows her shit. She fucking knows her shit. You know, but at the same time, she's a victim by association of this crap that's going on right now with her husband. And it's most unfortunate that not only is she in the crosshairs, but that Brian Cage is caught up in the crosshairs as well. So it's rather unfortunate. And to George saying, oh, good show, a little late though. This is how our show is sometimes, man. You all should appreciate this for what it's worth, because we normally don't give you guys these days a show that runs past 2 hours. So remember, FYI, you guys can always check out the audio version of the show for on demand and on the downloads. In case you guys got work or school or you got to travel. You know I said I wanted to do about an hour in, but honestly, I had no clue we were going to go that long as far as the stuff goes with the crazy fan and all that other fucking shit. But also at the same time, when real life shit goes down, like some of what we just talked about so far, we don't really need to put a hard cap limit on how long we need to go about talking about stuff like that. I'm going to leave you guys with this thought, which is this. We had a 25-year-old black male by the name of Ahmaud Arbery that lost his life back in 2020. Was minding his own business. Guy was just pretty much in the neighborhood, fucking jogging or whatever. 3 guys just happened to be white. They decide, oh, that guy looked like he's up to no fucking good. And they pretty much chase this guy down in a vehicle. One of them or whatever, wielding a shotgun. Get this physical confrontation that went down where they suspected Ahmaud of robbery, burglary, and rather than them just properly detain this guy until the local authorities arrive. No, it goes a step further. How, just crazy. Like, I can't fathom the idea, but somehow this guy ends up losing his fucking life. And the entire nation was fascinated with this story for over a year. And earlier today, justice was finally served as the jury reached a decision and decided that all 3 men involved in the killing of this young brother, all guilty. And as a result of that, they all are going to be doing jail time. I bring that up because I know from time to time, there's a lot of hurt in this country. There's a lot of great divide. And let's be honest, some of the stuff that we've seen so far these past couple of years, especially with those Capitol riots, makes you kind of go, I can't believe I live in this country. I mean, let's be honest. Sometimes you get a little embarrassed with some of the shit that you see. It's nice to see that when it's all said and done, the family, they're obviously not going to get Ahmaud back, right? But, I'm not going to say this gives them closure because they never really will have closure. But as far as their respected day in court, their vindication, their victory, they got that. They got that. The jury did the right thing here. They did. That could have been you. That could have been me. That could have been our kid. Somebody we know, a friend, right? Think about stuff like that as you get ready to sit at the table with your loved ones, and try to remind yourself that no matter how bad things may be in your life, just always have in the back of your head, there's always somebody else out there that's got a little bit worse than you. To my point, this family that's going to be sitting at the table for Thanksgiving or try to, they're going to have heavy consciences on their mind because Ahmaud Arbery isn't with them. Sad but true, right? So just kind of always bring it back full perspective. Just when you think you got it, there's always somebody else out there that might be having it a little bit rough than you. There's a favorite verse that I like, and I really didn't pay attention to this until I would say literally yesterday. Ties into everything that I just said. And it's Led Zeppelin's Friends. I love it. Check it out. Really pay attention to the lyrics of it. Has new meaning when you do listen to it. Part of what I like in that song is trade a smile with someone who's blue now. It's very easy. Look up the lyrics. You'll thank me later. So, on that note, I didn't mind going a little bit more into the show here, but we'll go on ahead and stick a fork in it. We'll call it DONE done. I am done until Monday. I'm not back with you guys until Monday. What is that? Monday, November 29th is when I will be back with you guys. And for our longtime listeners, you guys know, normally we give you guys under a 2-hour show. Since it's Thanksgiving, I don't have to get my ass up for work. That's why you got a little bit of a deluxe show. I felt okay going a little bit longer tonight. But don't think that this is going to be the regular norm, because it typically is not. So Monday, November 29th, we're back to our regularly scheduled programming. I'm going to also release a bonus episode for you guys. I'm going to be releasing a Wrestling with the Topics episode hosted by me and the wifey. I'm going to be dropping that sometime Thursday afternoon, Thanksgiving Day, Thursday afternoon. I'm going to be dropping that. And I think we might be doing one more thing that we'll put out there over the weekend. I'm not quite sure just yet, but look out for that. That should be good. Meantime, be kind, rewind, check out previous episodes you might have missed for on demand and on the downloads. And from my family to yours, a very happy Thanksgiving. I'll catch you guys next week. Y'all take care. Peace, y'all.